Hey there, Routine is a game people have been waiting for forever. So, while playing it, I kept asking myself, was the long wait actually worth it? Or is this one of those games that just never quite gets there? So, let me walk you through what playing Routine actually felt like. The game starts in a quiet, simple way. There isn't a big intro, you just wake up on a retro future moon base and instantly feel like something is wrong. And the first thing I notice instantly is that this game doesn't look like most other sci-fi games I played. Everything is done in that 80s style technology, C.A.T screens, thick keyboards, beige plastic. It feels like someone dragged an office block from 1982 and dropped it right on the moon. This might sound strange, but it's the first thing that really hooked me. A lot of horror games say they're retro, but Routine actually commits to it. The lighting, the textures, the sound, it all works together to give the game a very specific personality. I rarely see a horror game lean this hard into a vibe. Another thing that stands out is how little the game tells you. It's exploration with no hand holding. There's almost no HUD, no map, no go there next. You're just exploring this dead moon base, checking desks, reading screens, and looking for clues. And sometimes this feels great. There were plenty of moments where I solved something just by paying attention, and it felt surprisingly natural, like exploring a real place and not going through a checklist. But there were also times where I was wandering all the time in circles because I missed a tiny detail. And it is at this point where the game routine comes a routine. Routine works best when the game gives you room to feel tense, not when you're stuck trying to find a switch you walked past twice. But okay, when the exploration clicks, it does that in a good way. The atmosphere pulls you in and doesn't let go. One of the main mechanics you'll be using throughout the game is the C.A.T tool, which is a cool idea, but also kinda stressful. You see, Routine doesn't give you a gun, instead it gives you the C.A.T, a chunky little multi-tool that looks like a toy. When I first got it, I thought, alright, this is my weapon? But no, the C.A.T is more like your Swiss army knife. You use it to open doors, access systems, read data, and sometimes to stun enemies just long enough so you can escape. And actually, this is one of the smartest parts of the game. It makes you feel like an engineer trying to survive with whatever tools you can find. Using it takes time, so whenever you're trying to unlock something while a robot is nearby, the tension really went up a notch. But yeah, it's not perfect, sometimes it feels a little slow or clunky, but for sure it's memorable and it helps Routine feel different from the usual sci-fi horror formula. So yeah, there are those robots, and the one big problem that I have with this game. The enemies in Routine are these creepy old robots with C.A.T faces, and early on sneaking around them is genuinely scary. You hear the metal footsteps, you peek around corners, and you plan your routes. For a little while, the stealth really works well in this game. But after a couple of hours, it started to crack up for me. This is because the robots mostly follow simple patrol routes. They didn't adapt much, they don't surprise you, and once you understand how they move, the fear starts to fade. They go from terrifying machine that is stalking me to a walking obstacle I need to wait for before I can slip through. Having said that, I wouldn't say this is a game-breaking thing, but it's one thing where Routine doesn't fully deliver on its potential. So the atmosphere is top tier, the enemy AI isn't. So is Routine actually something new? And I think yes, because the retro future look is one of the most committed and unique styles I have seen in a horror game. And then we have the C.A.T tool. It is a clever way to make you feel human and vulnerable. And finally, there's the minimal UI and hands-on exploration that makes the base feel real. And I have to admit, when I first started playing it, I thought, well, this looks a lot like Alien Isolation or Soma. But in all honesty, the things I just mentioned are the things that make Routine feel different from those games. So, what's my score for this game? Routine brings enough new ideas to stand out, even though not all of them land perfectly. And because of this, I gave it a 7.5 out of 10. I feel that if you enjoy slow burn sci-fi horror games and you want something that feels different from the usual jump scare formula, this is worth giving a go. If you're in it for action, fast pacing or smart enemies, then I wouldn't recommend playing this game. Although you might reconsider because the atmosphere is awesome. So if you're looking for a game that offers a unique and intense atmosphere, then yeah, you should really go for it. Alright, that's all from me and I hope you enjoyed this breakdown. And if so, please consider subscribing. And also, please let me know in the comments if you played Routine and how did it feel for you. What do you think about that game's atmosphere? Okay, see you the next time.